Oh shit, we've got torch mechanics. That's insane. Can't walk for any of these fog walls. Mist. Why is it not just called fog? It's so hollow. Oh, the shadows are getting messed up. Wow, that ain't right. I was about to say, where's the backstab? What's that thing? Shit. No shit. You think I don't know how to move the camera by now? Oh, it's snuggly. Oh shit. I'm gonna uninstall the selecting mode. I can't. FPS is way too shit. Okay, I just need to verify the integrity of my game files.
Well, we could talk about JD Vance. Like, I think JD Vance would be a better candidate, and probably closer to me in terms of policy than Gavin Newsom. Yes, but he's just not going to be good enough to be deserving. I think the right has kind of let down the voters for the longest time. So I think I don't really think that right wingers should just give support to these jesters who can absolutely, absolutely continue to deliver on their promises. Um, just let the Democrats win. That's kind of what I'm talking about in terms of just why I don't support Vance as a voter. But
Seriously, I have been waiting for this for years. I I'm so happy. I am so happy, bro. Like, cause I was worried, like, for a long time, it's a stupid idea. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your support is not guaranteed. The thing is that everybody that says it's stupid, the reason why you think it's stupid is because you're still in the cave. You need to come out of the cave. You need to stop existing inside of this little box they put you in, and it said you can be disrespected or you can get fucked over. Well, no. I don't want to be in this box anymore. This box sucks. This is a shitty box. So, they should have voted for any Republican. That's right. The right wingers are not unless they deliver something that matters. That's the reason why people voted for Trump. They voted for Trump because he said he was going to put that stupid bitch Hillary Clinton in jail. He was going to build a wall and stop all the migration. And he was going to just go over and bomb the shit out of ISIS and bomb the shit out of all these people in the Middle East, these terrorist groups. That's it. That's why people voted for him. That's exactly why.
That's on the right, actually wants to do the things that they're not promising. Is there a candidate you would prefer?
I assume you don't actually want to go for it, so maybe you do that. Maybe I'll go with Democrat. I'll get some of who's a white man to run with. Or maybe there isn't.
No, yeah, there's really isn't.
That's it's kind of doer. And then, so now you're saying, if you're a Republican. You know he says that, bro. He says that like a fucking boomer.
Isn't it?
That's he's kind of doer. And then, how old is Michael Knowles? How old is he? Oh, wait, no, I'll watch that one in a minute. No, how did this happen? How did this happen to me? What the fuck? That's me, that's me. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't know he's 30, so he's 30 fucking 5. I don't know what to say, right? I don't know what the fuck to say. It is what it is. And maybe we were boomers all along. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm not a boomer. I don't know. Maybe I am. So, and Friendly Fire, come out of the cave now, has fun. So 35 is the new 60. Is that right? Give Trump time. You okay? I'm gonna pull you up. Why didn't they do all this shit that happened? But then the first term. Why didn't he put Hillary Clinton in jail? Why didn't he do anything? He had 5 years of time, and he's had 10 years of planning. Really? But it gets better after this is yes, exactly. This is like one of these guys that like, yeah, I played this video game and I thought it wasn't very good. Elden Ring's DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, is filled with larger than life, lightning fast bosses. So today, we're gonna slow down, analyze, and appreciate the free meta of some of the DLC's biggest, baddest, and craziest bosses and mini bosses. Obviously, the DLC spoilers. These are going to be ranked in order from how much I think the community struggled with each boss, from least to most, and you can let me know if you think I got it wrong. This is Shadow of the Erdtree like you've never seen it before. Let's do it. Ernest Gully. Right off the bat, the grab ring is about as big as you'd expect in the front where the fingers would close, but weirdly extends behind the actual hand so you can roll through it entirely and then you get teleported back into its hand. Beyond that is Stomp Attack, which I always thought you absolutely had to jump to avoid damage, but it turns out you can roll through it, but it is much tighter. But speaking of jumping and how weird this game handles that, everyone's seen Sully the Witch explain jumping,
makes your lower body hit capsules invulnerable to damage, but your arms and head will still take damage if struck. Well, you can't tell me that you aren't covered head to toe in hitboxes in this. So why does jumping give you full invincibility all of a sudden, even when you are right next to the impact zone, engulfed in flames? Well, your lower half invincibility is really just half the story. There are some specific hitboxes, every single one of these, for example, they're each marked with an action flag that basically means you will not take damage if you're jumping, even if you are completely covered in hitboxes. I personally don't get how a little hop and a skip prevents this from happening, but it does. But you know when it doesn't? 2 seconds later, when he does a double leg jump instead of a stomp. For some reason, all of these cannot damage you while jumping, but all of these can. I don't know, it confused the hell out of me the first time I played, trying to figure out when jumping was safe and when it wasn't. I think at least being that close to the landing zone of the stomp would probably not be jumpable, but maybe that's just me. But lastly, for this guy, I never realized his opening fire kick attack isn't just a wall of flames, it's actually dozens of flaming boulders, each with their own hit detection. So if you've got the balls to just walk through it without rolling at the end of your no-hit run, you're a gaming god. Romina, Saint of the Bud. Bug Girl has some really weird stuff going on. They really nailed her body hitboxes, following along her curving body, except for this particular part just sticking out like a sore thumb. It's never going to be perfect with a boss that has attacking appendages that warp this much. Like, you can see it's not perfect in this part of the animation, but it gets to where it needs to be when it matters. But the issue compounds because they seem to have used the exact same sockets or hitboxes on this move as the others. I mean, what is that? Just use a big sphere hit detection on the entire body if this is your other option. Just make it a big circle. It's like half the body, it's not even remotely covered. There's a giant extending hit capsule from its stinger, and then nothing until you get to the other side of it. This boss seems like one of the most just thrown in there encounters in the entire game. And yes, it's got one of those little spinneroonies, which I'll admit, those don't really affect anything. They're just fun, so keep them coming from some. To finish this one, here's the record for the most cutesy attack FromSoft has ever made. No, all those are not hit detectors. They are spawn points for thousands of butterflies. Very demure, very mindful, very dangerous. The worthless brick of a machine we all had in our computer room growing up just shit its pants just thinking about running this game. Skadoo Tree Avatar. This Skadoosh bag. Full disclaimer, this boss was my personal least favorite in the entire game. To start, it has one of the wildest discrepancies of model size to hit capsule in the game. Look at that little twig in there. Now, it does have some redeeming qualities, like a really cool destructible arena that I did not appreciate when I was in game, and some pretty sick visuals on some other attacks. But that does not make up for this one attack that made me want to throw a brick at my monitor. Because it does it again and again, which apparently was not enough because eventually it does this. A ridiculous triple explosion combo that will absolutely annihilate your health if not handled well. And if you're wondering why I didn't edit out the footage that you're watching right now, it's because it did it again 15 seconds later. Now, the actual explosion is only 8 frames, which is no big deal. It's the fact that there's no visual indicator of when exactly that explosion is going to happen. Watch. 0 animation changes as we approach the explosion on the event graph, which is this bullet behavior. Okay, now the explosion has happened and the model responds, but it's too late, you're dead. With this, and especially the triple explosion variant of it, it feels like you're playing a rhythm game, but you just can't see when the next move is coming down the screen, and so you just have to have a perfectly tuned internal clock to know when to do anything at the right moment.
what's the point when the damn thing can just fucking explode at any moment? God, alright, moving on. But briefly, if you are enjoying the video, please subscribe so you can see more. Also, like, what's the night? This guy is a bit of a two-timer. Let me show you why. He throws his boomerang sword at you. Pretty standard stuff. But when it comes back to his hand, it splits into two. I expected one to disappear, and the other one continues on as the sword he uses, but then they came back together for some reason, just leaving me with even more questions. He also two times when he gets off the horse. You're supposed to think his horse is the one that comes out of the muck to attack you, but it's actually new horses being spawned each time, while the actual horse connected to the model just scooting boots along below. Oh, and the attack horses carry their hitboxes underneath the ground, so if you're goofing off with out of bounds glitches, you're never safe. But overall, his big phase 2 attack is fun to watch, but is actually pretty chill for what's coming later in the game. Golden Hippo. FromSoft games are weird because you may think bosses I struggled with were easy, but I personally had zero issues with this Golden Hippo, even though everybody seems to bitch about it. The hit detection on this boss really isn't as bad as you would think. Nothing much larger than what you would expect it to be, and hit detection functions just as it should. Even its standard melee bite attack doesn't even cover its entire jaws, making some attacks just this due to lack of range. You'll notice that your character can literally be inside its mouth before finally registering a hit. The main complaints with this big lug has to do with the camera, for one, because you can slip into the boss and not realize what he's doing. In 1 second, you're in the thing's neck, totally fine, and then the next, the entire neck is a giant hit capsule. But besides that, all you can see online is gripes about this grab attack. You know the one. So this yellow hit detector is not the grab range. It's just a standard hit detector. The actual hit detector is surprisingly difficult to show visually, but I ran a bunch of tests to give you a perspective on where it actually is. Its farthest range is right about here. I tried so many ways to consistently avoid this grab, like rolling through, which fails because its model's collision is no joke. So I tried rolling to the left, but you will notice something. Every time I roll left, it's able to twist and boost to my position, making it nearly impossible to escape. I could not find an answer to why, whenever I rolled right, the damn thing didn't have enough juice to catch me, and it always worked. That or that side of the mouth doesn't have collision, allowing you to roll through as you see right here. So the answer is to roll right, but there is nothing I could find in the event graph, attack parameters, the model, or anything to indicate why that is. I am open to suggestions. Other sources of beef I saw were his projectile attacks, which just spawn and go fluent everywhere, seemingly willy-nilly. Realistically, I didn't mind them. They don't do very much damage, and you can usually just haul ass away from them anyway. But that grab attack? That shit haunts my dreams. Hydra, Lord of Frenzied Flame. Mr. Burns has never been more intimidating. What a deadly barrage of lethal attacks. Truly the final boss of the game. Well, never mind. Phase 2 of Hydra is slightly more challenging than Phase 1. I personally love this boss because I felt like you took damage pretty fairly. A lot of frenzied flame attacks are more about building up frenzy than dealing damage, allowing a push and pull of that status bar, as opposed to everything banking on your ability to precisely dodge a near one-shot AoE attack. But where things get a little tricky is these little beauties. I know for a fact that you got hit over and over again by this shit. He puts 3 swings within a 56 frame window right after a 104 frame windup. He also can put 2 attacks within a 40 frame window after a whopping 126 frame windup. That mixed in with burst frenzy attacks and the occasional grandpa slice, then you have a tempo changing demon on your hands. I personally really liked learning this boss, but I could see how some people would want this done to their brain after fighting him. Divine Beast Dancing Lion. This thing humbles everyone at the start of the DLC. Not just because of its difficulty, but because you're actually getting kicked in the head by a theater kid. The boss is just two guys in one costume, and we all know from this who the second guy is. A little piece of lore in your frame data video. Who knew? But beyond that, this guy is just about what you would expect. A lot of his attacks are simply variations of other moves with a different damage type and special effects, but it is fun to chance it and try to just barely walk through his spinning attack. But overall, nothing much to really see here other than a well-built beauty. FromSoft's A-Team was on this one. Rolana has quite a few interesting quirks, the first of which being the safe zones right in front of her. On several of her one-arm swings, if you can position yourself right in front of her as close as possible, they will just miss. A ranged ice special move also, in addition to being obviously pretty cool to watch in slow motion. But if you can run in on her when it starts, then it's the most useless attack in the game, and she has to go through the entire thing. She could have anticipated you coming in so close, but never could have anticipated you falling in love. Parry timings. They're earlier than you think, and they're everywhere. In previous Souls games, I've seen advice saying to click parry when the attack hits you, but in Elden Ring, look how early the parry window is. See that little C on the event graph? The one that says, get parried. That one? That is when she can be parried. Nowhere near when the weapon is hitting you. In-game, it ends up looking like this. You can start your parry animation even when the sword is on the other side of her body. You can see where it registers on the swing right here. I think the reason for this seems to be how freakishly fast Elden Ring attacks are compared to previous Souls games. Your parry animation is much slower than how fast boss attacks are in this game. So in order to time it out so that your animation does this when their weapon hits you, you have to parry earlier and earlier. For most cases, it seems you aren't timing your parry input with when the attack hits you. You're actually timing your parry animation to do this when the attack would be hitting you. So it starts earlier. That's what I did, and I literally became Parry the Platypus. Also, look how many opportunities you have to parry on a long combo like this. Parry, 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 6 times in one combo. So as a good old swordy boss, she is everything you're looking for. And then this stuff starts coming out. Oh my goodness. That is a beefy capsule. Her phase 2 introduces some very cool and very powerful special moves that are a lot of fun to watch. Her 2-moon slam belt, in particular, is notorious, but actually gets completely trivialized if you know to jump instead of roll. You'll see on this attempt, I roll at a reasonable time, but still get easily clipped. And this jump attempt is smooth sailing on all 3 of them. This is because this attack also does not affect you when you are in a jumping animation. An animation that is much longer than the 13 invincibility frames of a roll. So rolling through it is possible, but jumping through it is a breeze. Mesmer. Mesmer's flame attacks are the real MVP in this fight, even massively extending the range of his weapon. Also, I'm guessing this large circle hitbox around his shoulder was to prevent the same thing happening to him that you can do to Rolana. Also, I think it's a nice touch that hit detectors on his flame projectiles expand as they go like a growing flame. Just watch out for his grab attack. But obviously, the big phase 1 challenge is this bad boy. This one is a challenge because it makes use of the boost root motion and twist modifier functions, so you can't roll back or to the side. So similar to Melania's waterfowl dance, a well-timed roll under should trivialize the entire move. Now, once he gets to phase 2, there are a couple quirks to it that I never realized. The first being that the snake has eyes all over its body, including in its mouth, which brings a whole new meaning to watching what you eat. But more disturbing than that is how far ahead of the model the hit capsule is on its bite attacks. It's perfectly normal for a hit detector to be larger than the weapon for a practical purpose, but this seems kind of unnecessary. Overall, I really liked fighting Mesmer, and eventually you kind of just get used to the timings of an attack, even if they're not exactly within the fractions of a second that would be technically accurate. And that's your mother of fingers. Last video, some people said, lay off all the jokes.
No.
But how am I supposed to do that when it looks like it does? I simply don't have the mental fortitude to not make jokes. So buckle up. I promise it'll be quick. For the basic melee attacks, this thing is like every guy that gets a Magnum condom. Its misshapen chode of a finger doesn't even fit in the capsule's height, but at the same time is too short for its length. Also, when I bought the DLC, I did not expect to get absolutely finger blasted, but here we are, boys and girls. And lastly, this move is just a rendering of what happens in my shorts when I dunk on you fools. But alright, I got it out of my system. Back to frame data. There are hefty hit detectors on her body that caught me off guard over and over because I was more concerned about her finger weapon. Her body hitbox is often the sneaky threat, like in this attack. She throws particles around as she jumps, like a distraction, before she drops like a rock on your head. And she's a big old girl at that. But for someone called the mother of fingers, the actual normal finger attacks are pretty chill. And despite the sheer scale of this attack, it is super easy to dodge. But still very satisfying to see from a bird's eye view. Someone who knows more about lore can tell us what the symbol means. Probably something to do with fingers. Now, when phase 2 rolls around, things get a little out of hand. No pun intended. The two main attacks I see concerns over are first this spinning attack. It is a real bitch at first, and it obviously can't be parried, but with certain fingers not having hit detection, it can be skadooshed. Skadoosh. But it's a frame perfect input, so instead putting yourself directly under and rolling through it is your best bet at running into as few hit detections as possible, or just shield it like a big beefy boy. But eventually she whips out the big guns, which we will appreciate from a safe distance. And then I'll show you what I've learned up close. Honestly, I would not suggest even attempting to dodge through the mega lasers. I tried several times and failed miserably every single time, and the laser is not a bullet spawn, it's actually a continuous hitbox, so you will not get lucky. Instead, running to and back from the outer edge of the central AoE attack allows you to thread the needle to avoid the laser altogether. That's a key point with this boss entirely. Just straight up running or shielding through certain attacks is a better call than rolling. Commander Gaius, or Gaius, or Gaius, I don't know. At any rate, let's start with the simple stuff and then we'll build up. His stealth attack is deceptive because you're thinking about the tusks, but instead, time your dodge to when the feet hit, and you're going to dodge both. Also, what's weird is I expected there to be a hit detector on this tusk upswing, but no, you go. Also, the little gravity orb he sends in phase 2 doesn't have any hit detection on it. Still don't stand in it, but also don't worry about touching it. Now, eventually he will whip this move out, which is objectively a massive flex, but it has to be one of the sharpest boost root motion values I have ever seen. This is the attack at 10% speed, and watch the speed change when that second boost root motion is called. This is what it looks like in game. The thing absolutely dive bombs at you. It'll catch you off guard if you don't know that it speeds up like that. And now for the cherry on top, the charge attack. I'm going to try to explain why it feels inconsistent sometimes. Buckle up because this gets technical, but I think I've got it. So initially I tested side rolls. Both left and right failed for the same reasons they fail on other charge attack enemies. They can simply out-twist you. So side rolls aren't going to cut it, so rolling straight through it is. Now, ignoring the immersion-breaking aspects of phasing your entire body through a charging bore, watch these two roll attempts and try and see if you can catch why the first roll fails and the second succeeds. Did you catch it? I'll go over it. So the jankiness of this attack lies in this tailing hit capsule. What's bizarre is that these hit detectors are being spawned, rooted in place, and then despawning after 2 frames. They are not connected to any kind of socket on the boss and are not traveling with him. The problem with that is in 1 frame, this is the total distance your roll needs to clear. And then in the next frame, the tailing capsule despawns, and now it's only this distance your roll needs to clear. So sometimes it seems like not getting clipped at the end seems to depend on the RNG of whether that tailing hit detector despawns when you get to it or not. Why they didn't just attach a hit capsule to the door itself as it charges is a mystery to me. You could just get good and nail the roll with optimal timing every time. But just from a design standpoint, am I taking crazy pills, or why would you do it like this? If you have ideas or I'm totally wrong on something and I'm missing it, I would love to hear it. Christian Bale, the Dread. Honestly, his body transformations for roles has peaked here. 5 bags of popcorn. But alright, Oscar picks aside, this boss has very little wonkiness, but a lot of the craziest AoE attacks in the game. The oddest thing about him, though, is this tail sweep. It starts out way outside the capsule, and I thought it was going to even out as the animation proceeded, but not so much. His bite attack also is at least well telegraphed, and even though it is a big old trigger area, it's really only 12 frames, and half those frames is him closing the distance to you, so you can see you can roll pretty far away and still end up totally fine. Beyond that, his phase 1 is what you would expect for a couple fire attacks that look really intimidating for those who don't know what is coming. Phase 2 is absolutely bonkers. Almost all of his attacks have residual explosions, like these, and these, and good lord, these. And of course, it wouldn't be Elden Ring without an insanely cool-ass attack that inevitably finishes in a fiery explosion rivaled only by a Taco Bell bathroom. Lastly, remember when we thought Halo 3 was peak gaming graphics, and now sit back and enjoy this. Oh, one funny thing before we move on here. After all that, they put a little hitbox on his 1 foot when he lands. I'm sorry if you successfully dodged all the flames just to get toe tapped and killed. That sucks. And now for what I expected to be one of the biggest challenges for most gamers on Sword for Dawn. In true final boss fashion, he has some decent sized hit capsules on his swords, making him a real challenge to just run away from. He'll almost always tag a run away with these big boys. His gravity pull attack is also entirely unavoidable without a well-timed roll. But what I do love is even if you get pulled in, the slam attack grows out from the impact zone. This means if you get pulled in, you can simply run or roll away, making it a bit more dynamic of a move than just an explosion. Another favorite of mine is this spinning meteor smash. It just has the gravitas you want without being overbearing, and even as Consort Radahn, he is still a tryhard and swings his sword at the end of a massive meteor smash. Oh, and then also a little optimization I learned from beating pre-nerf Consort Radahn. Yes, you heard me, pre-nerf. It was ridiculous. But this bloody slash looks more intimidating than it actually is, especially in phase 1, where it has an actually very small explosion. It gets bigger in phase 2, but you'll notice either way, you can sneak around the back and get a hit in. I had a ton of fun learning phase 1 Consort Radon, and then phase 2 happened. When I saw this attack, I thought I was playing a parody of Elden Ring. The final boss just T-posed and fucking exploded. If this isn't just a deep self-aware troll from Elden Ring, I don't know what is. The fight is a non-stop barrage of hit capsules cascading out from every attack from phase 1. For this attack in particular, his two-hand slash only lasts 3 frames, while the aftershock and echoes of it last for 26. The game has some mercy, though, in that the phantoms that precede certain attacks actually have a smaller hitbox than the final swing. And there is a case to be made that they move the hitbox behind the weapon as a way to allow you to roll later, because this isn't even remotely close to the model. They did that specifically on this outrageous combo. For me, I always get caught by that final explosion, and here's why. He quickly jerks up, which causes most players to immediately roll, thinking the explosion is happening. But he struggles for 13 frames to get the swords out of the ground. Your roll lasts for 13 frames, so if you get tricked by that initial yank up, you're going to get nailed by the actual explosion once he does pull the sword out. Tricky bastards. Also, attacks like this seem terrifying until you realize he has no hit detection or collision at the start, and you can just walk into him and avoid all this entirely. Regardless, the big guy is inescapable, as hit detection is sometimes so big it's outside the arena. I couldn't even capture this all in one shot. And now for the grand finale of the game, and this entire video. This. Up he goes into the heavens, way up there, and then he just disappears. And then Merry Christmas, a star is born. There he is, watching over us. He has come to spread love and joy to all the world. The Holy Book of Radon reads, "Good luck dodging this, you stupid little man." And if you manage to survive everything in this video, you have ascended past Elden Lord and have earned the exalted title of Gamer. Starting next. Soul games have grown to be like my absolute favorite genre of games, but I think we can all remember our first attempt going something like this, or we tried to get a loved one or a friend into the games, and that was the end of that relationship. I've never met anyone that says that these games are mid. They are either absolute trash or God's gift to gamers. Both are correct. But today we're going to go over the top 10 reasons people hate Souls games. Building up to the number 1 reason, see if you can guess what it is. Let's run it. At number 10, the community. If you have never played one of these games and you try to come into it community first, it's going to be a pretty strange experience. A lot of it is built around challenge runs, which can be fun, but watching hundreds of people cheering on a guy doing a level 1 no-hit run back-to-back of all the Souls games, from the outside, it basically feels like you walked into a room and there's one dude getting his nuts kicked over and over, and there's just a crowd of dudes around him going, "Oh yeah." It is a strange, masochistic phenomenon. The community can also have this tendency to come off a little gatekeepy of accomplishments, like someone announcing, hey, I just beat Dark Souls. The follow-up question from people is, so when's your Deathless run? Or I beat Elden Ring, and people are like, yeah, that Mimic tier is OP, right? Most people are just playing games to have fun, cherry on the top if there's a challenge to it. So when they look from the outside in, they may just that remotely fun. Number 9, repetitive. Area, upgrade materials, boss. Area, upgrade material, boss. Area, upgrade material, boss. If you don't like that gameplay loop, then you hate every Souls game ever made. That's the entire bit. Yes, they've tweaked gameplay and aesthetics, but that core gameplay loop is not going anywhere. After you beat a boss and reach a new area, you spend your souls to upgrade your character a mere imperceptible amount, and then there isn't going to be some kind of puzzle for you to solve. There's no mini game where you collect a certain amount of souls, which open up a secret cave or something. No, there is an area with enemies placed throughout. Kill them or run past them to get to the boss, and that is it for all the games. Now, for me and many of you, we are addicted to this hard drug that is taking years off of our lives. The subtle difference in movement, boss, area design between
Why can't we just go crazy? We don't have to try to make this. So, why from damage? Why the
4 years.
bro? Why can't we just go crazy? We don't have to try to make this. So, why from damage? Why the damage? Bro? Why can't we just go crazy? We don't have to try to make this. So, why from damage? Why the damage? Bro?
I set Elden Ring to New Game Plus 1000 and beat the entire game. Alright, let's see, how many deaths do you think I take here? Like, 50? Like... Oh, shit. Alright, now we just need to not die again. Just don't die.
Well, the reason for crouching is that like it actually makes the orb take longer to hit you, or the moon. It actually would matter, I think. Basically, we're just trying to figure out how I can stay close to the boss during this moon attack. Ah, there it is, dude. It worked. Spread out. Ah, okay, there we go. That's kind of weird, Dave. So you're saying you said, like, can you roll out of it even? Okay, let me try to. What would be the idea, though, even? It worked on that one. Like, it totally makes it hit you way later. That timing looks way better, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. That looks way, way better. Well, the reason for crouching is that, like, it actually makes the orb take longer to hit you. Always left-hander balls, you guys. Some of these fights are going way faster than I thought they would, dude. Like, Rot is insane. Poison is insane. Like, these fights are quick. Like, honestly. Relative to what the Master Run is in the other games, these fights are very quick, dude.
The wait is over. The DLC will be here tonight, and we've done everything we can before it arrives. We helped every NPC. We used every weapon. We maxed out each stat individually, and we beat every boss a couple of times. But did we? What's the difference between the Godskin Apostle in Altus and the Godskin Apostle at the bottom of the Divine Tower of Caleb? More health and more damage? If more health and damage is enough to quantify a new boss, that means every boss in every new game cycle is technically a new boss. Which means when we did 165 bosses, we only did 1/8 of the available bosses. Today, we fight 1,320 bosses, and we will be maxing out every stat, starting with vigor, moving to mind, then endurance, etc., etc., etc. This is by far the most time any run has ever taken. Please enjoy. Talkies Runs Live, follow us on Twitch. We're trying to make silly long videos like this once a month, and that means lots of silly long streams. Join the Patreon to keep this content coming. It's the best way to support the channel, and it's how you get exclusive episodes, full loading, and Discord access. Finally, like and subscribe. We just hit 100,000, but that means we're just on the road to 200,000. Now let's start off with the best stat in the game. Mistake, sometimes disease. Pray for me and give me your luck. But it didn't happen. So hey, he dies, and we save the pickle. We'll do less annoying Spirit Caller Cave before the other mountaintops dungeons because, oh my god, I don't want to do those, but we will at least 7 times each. Godskin, no status effects. I forgot to get something other than fire on the sword, but it's only a 40% resistance, not the end of the world. This video's taking so long, I'm worried that joke will be in poor taste, like the heat death of the universe happened and someone will watch this video 5 days later like, too soon, my guy. Giant mountaintop scatacomb. Star Beast in the last hour. I think this is actually the lowest scale one. Maybe it's either this one or Caleb, but it's simple enough either way. They're not actually weak to strike damage, they're weakest to elemental attacks. Weird. It really seems like hammers would break rocks the best. Whatever. We could reset and fight the tree sentinels one at a time. It would be safer. It's faster to just fight them both. With Teach here, it's not even that bad, despite sometimes the camera trying to be a secret third boss in this fight. Hey, where did the merchant go? It's a bell-bearing hunter. Apparently these are all Elinor, so like, how is it still alive? Didn't we kill you? It fades out like an illusion, but if you kill Morgoth, his illusion's gone from Stormvale, so what's going on there? Right nearby, the Deathbird gets blasted by Sacred Blade. It's pretty much Deathrite Serpent Hunter. Go for the Grafter boy. Altus sure is a place with a ton of bosses that are just bosses from somewhere else. But again, Sage's Cave is a 2-for-1 special. Calibrate this, Garrus, and get assassinated. Assassin. If that's going to be stuck in your head today, drink plenty of water, stretch your back. Freakazoid turns 30 next year. I was a little worried I'd forget to do the spare resistance, but the Claymore gets to over 100 stat buildup. Fine. Elden Beast even does well. Elden Flurry, the attack I suck most at dodging, but after everything, 1,000. Get in there. Let's get in there and level it up. Let's go in and let's level it up. 1, 2. After 84 hours of grinding, 50 of which were from the past 7 days, we didn't even come close to maxing out on our stats. Given all the extra items and the bonuses, part of me hopes that we'd at least be close, but gamers, we are still 422,450,763 runes away from the bare minimum to get max stats. Like, that's with the 159 extra levels from the gear. Basically, despite looking like we're over halfway, we're barely a third of the way there. We would need to beat the Elden Beast at New Game Plus 7 332 more times to get there. This was a fool's errand, and frankly, I should have known that from the start. So, what to do? Well, I tried doing it with frogs in my spare time, but remember, I don't really have spare time. Even with the frogs getting blasted, we only get a level every 5 minutes, with each level taking a little bit longer. There simply is not enough time. The only solution I can think of is to cut all of our stats down from max to maximum efficiency. Just about every stat stops scaling around 60, so we'll go into the DLC at 60 and everything, basically have the same experience. Perfect is the enemy of perfect, so I guess that'll be it. Tonight, we're gonna start streaming the DLC with this build in New Game Plus 7. No need for Radigan.
I watched 15 streamers die 3,750 times to promise console Radahn from Shadow of the Earth Tree. And after inspecting a combined total of 135 hours worth of attempts, I did a few things. First, I took note of their builds, levels, flask upgrades, and skill tree blessings. Then, for each attempt, I wrote down what attack killed them and measured how much of the health bar of the boss was remaining to be able to draw their performance graphs. With each bar representing one attempt, it gives us an idea of what their progression curve was like. Finally, I compiled all of the data I collected for this boss and all the other ones I analyzed and made a detailed breakdown of each streamer's approach to victory. This video is going to be a long one, so I included chapters of one specific streamer you'd like to see analyzed the most. All I ask if you skip ahead is that you consider leaving a like on the video or comment about how well the streamer did so that I get more insight into what people enjoy watching. Thank you for being here. Alright, so now that you've met our wonderful cast, let's talk about the boss itself. It's an attack whatever. Asmongold. Asmongold was level 333, the highest of them all, and we fully maxed out Scattertree Blessings. He was using Mogwit's Sacred Sphere and the Fingerprint Stone Shield. Starting from the Mesmer fight onwards, Asmongold completely changed with the way he played Shadow of the Earth Tree. He went from a jump attack oriented build to a highly defensive shield hook build. This allowed him to pretty much bypass Radahn's first phase with minimal effort during his first attempt. However, despite having the best first fight performance out of anyone here, he still perished during the second phase.
I think this might actually get us. What the fuck?
Subsequent fights were also cut short in phase 1 because he would try and punish some of Radahn's moves with a guard counter, not knowing that there were some follow-up attacks. This resulted in him dying from the stomp combo 3 times in a row. On his 7th fight, however, he finally defeated the boss. Combo were also cut short in phase 1 because
What the fuck?
Why'd you make that slip for that? No tag. Let's see how the game looks now. How's the game running like ass? Well, the game is running like absolute shit. Fuck this, man. I'm just gonna reinstall it. Oh, son of a bitch.
awesome.
Spiders can take out almost 1,000 random size. Why you get Us PC Builder guys, another major company executive screwed up big time. This time around, it's this guy, the vice president of Campbell Soup.
Was it something of the assistant about? Maybe what's happening? Maybe it's not the list of pages getting
Bro, so the game actually runs not that shit. Come on, bro, the game's old as shit and it looks like shit. Why is it running like shit?
With grain prices being sky high, is this a valid option? What about buying 60 gigs now and buying the other 6 gig later? With some PCs, yes. With other PCs, definitely not. Now, in general, yes, your motherboard has 4 RAM slots. Part of that benefit is that you can buy a 2 by 8 gigabyte kit now and a second kit later, so you will eventually have 4 sticks totaling 32 gigabytes. With DDR4 based systems, that is perfectly fine. Personally, I buy the exact same kits in every PC and application.
What the fuck?
DDR5 with 4
What do you mean error code?
It's just not a
What?
strategy that I would rely on. With RAM prices being sky high, is this a valid option? What about buying 60 gigs now and buying the other 60 later? With some PCs, yes. With other PCs, definitely not. Now, in general, yes, your motherboard has 4 RAM slots. Part of that benefit is that you can.
Bro, why do I need to fucking struggle like this? Should I play Dark Souls 2 before Dark Souls 3? Holy shit. Holy shit. Majula. The fuck are the names of these places? Bro, why doesn't it just stay open? That's stupid.
Are you the next one? Or can you pull the favor? Never, of course. I will make my side till this frail hope shattered.
First wife, let's go.
Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on, see the king. He who made Dragon with the husband. He repaired the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of their from misery will lead you to great. You will never became this. Seek those whose names are unutterable, their souls and souls, once you have found them, so that hope. Bearer of them, seek souls, seek the king, lest this land swallow. Over the hill past the forest is the king where a man people straight at him with whatever you. Those who come to Dragon Lakes, it happens to not all like in the base of the town, although he goes off for some perhaps has a foreshadow. That tiny thing inside an ancient being, she provided you find her. The sign of that soul. Turn hot, stay strong. Precious little down. For when the old day dies, it is controlled. Finding this mystery means that I may need to. Over the hill past the fort where man people with whatever. Bearer was seen this one. Bearer of curse, seek this one.
Bullshit, bro. But even on low settings, the frames keep dropping, for fuck's sakes. Oh, what the fuck is this scaling?
What is happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome to Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. So, as you all know, obviously did a ton of content back with Dark Souls 2. And coming back to Scholar, it's going to be interesting. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I've heard the netcode has improved, the graphics are beautiful, the new online features are fantastic, the PvE has been improved greatly. Basically, my understanding is this is what Dark Souls 2 should have been when it was released. So, either way, pretty excited to get into this. I haven't heard a bad thing about it yet, so it should be a great time. Just jump right in. I had started a game just to see if the intro movie had changed, which of course it didn't. And like Let's Plays, well, I've beaten the shit out of Dark Souls 2 a bajillion times, so I can call this a walkthrough, and you can deal with it. You slow-mo glasses slide down. But I can already tell you the hardest thing about playing this game is definitely going to be the readjusting to the controls after playing Bloodborne for so long, you know. I'm used to hitting triangle to heal. I'm used to glasses slide down. But I can already tell you the hardest thing about playing this game is definitely going to be the readjusting to the controls after playing Bloodborne for so long, you know. I'm used to hitting triangle to heal. I'm used to switching my weapons. I actually think weapon switch was the same. Triangle changed, and items changed, so that'll definitely take some getting used to. Calm down, big dude. We're not trying to fuck with you, okay? I gotta say, the graphics do look absolutely beautiful. Silky smooth. Trophy time. Woo! As you can see, I turned trophies back on, and if it's not apparent, I am playing on PS4. Decided after everything we did, with Dark Souls 2 being on Xbox 360 and hosting the Arenas of Blood and all that stuff, that it would only be fair to bring some love to the PlayStation crowd. So yes, indeed, we are on PlayStation this time around. If there's enough hype for the tournaments, I could very well also get the game on Xbox One and bring the tournaments there, but we'll see. I don't know. The fact that I'm playing through from scratch, and yeah, I don't need those. My 0 souls. What's up, old ladies? Oh, wait, Alex. Oh shit! I accidentally hit the. Yeah. You are. I think I can kill this one. Oh, come here, little girl. Come here, little girl. You want some of this? Come on. Oh shit! I accidentally hit the one. I need to leave Respect Lady alive, but I'm gonna kill the other ones. Oh man, ow. I'm trying to parry her, but I'm terrible at it. Man, this is probably the most casual playthrough you guys have ever seen, isn't it? I'm already fucking up. Getting beat down by the ladle lady. Yeah. There's 3 effigies. Don't remember if the other 2 drop anything. I don't think they did. But I am getting 3 effigies off the one chick. Steps. So, if you guys are looking for a cowboy speed run, you're not going to find it here. Just throwing that out there now. That is not my intent with this playthrough. My goal is to accomplish everything possible. So this is the plunge attack tutorial. Tell you what, the enemies are still easy as all hell. What was this way? Oh, sorry, that's the door. Pop that open real quick. This. Actually, I don't know if I remember that. Cracked red eye worked that early. Whatever. It is moved my book. Oh, a statue blocks your way, so you can't do the gender swap without a. Oh, that's new. Need to get a branch to swap my gender now. Oh my god, fucking messages everywhere. Message. Jesus Christ. One of these doesn't say praise the sun. Where equipment breakage. Let's see. Actually, praise. Where's praise? What the fuck? Where's praise at? Oh, there it is. That's the first message that needs to be there. Alright, trying to remember the slip down. Not here. Not there. But right here? Yes. Okay. Drop down. There's weapons. Not to mention, we gotta pick up our binoculars if we're playing as a sorcerer. And don't be too concerned, guys. This isn't going to be a spam spells and everything type playthrough. Like I said, I do plan on this. It's going to be a hybrid. Obviously, until I get up to the core weapons I plan on using, I'm going to be using substitute weapons. So keep that in mind. Take a little bit of getting used to the controls. That on, those moss stays on. I don't think I can even pull up with her yet. Let me go up here. Get the gesture. What's up, buddy? This is what you look. Yes, we know. Try some buckle. Jesus Christ. Fuck no, I'm not joining your fella. I thought he gives me a gesture. Maybe I just didn't talk to him long enough. Okay, other things I need to do in Majula before being on my way. And grab this. Fine. Use some Bloodborne now where like literally everything fucking breaks. This. Can't get that open yet. And let me go run and grab the armor real fast here. Might as well, you know. So we are going to go Forest of the Fallen Giants. Forest of the Fallen Giants, Pursuer, and then following that, I will hop on over to the Lost Bastille, and then make my way through Tower of Hyde and the pirate-filled water area, which name I don't remember. I think this is what I want. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Part of me wants to kill What's-Her-Face, but I mean, those spells might come in handy, I don't know. I'll need to cross-check at what spell she sells, because I was really thinking about just killing her early on for some quick souls. So I think she drops something like 5,000 to 10,000 early on. Plus, then I don't need to pay her to open the gateway. So that's a plus. Alright, equipment-wise, 6 strength for that, 15 for that, 10 for these things. Oh, God. Gonna be at those stats up. Yeah, I might have enough. God damn it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go. And there we go. Alright. Fuck. My strength is super low.
So we're gonna have to get that up for sure. And I definitely think I need to kill what's her face. Splash and strengthen. And rest the bonfire briefly. And let me also equip the secondary dagger in case the one's gonna break. I think even without the stats, I think the parry still applies. Just not the blocking capability of it, if I remember right. Alright guys, we're already at that 20-minute mark, so we are gonna wrap things up here. Get back into the game, hit Majula, grab some starter stuff. Obviously, there is going to be a ton of fucking content coming for this game, so this is not going to be a short walkthrough in the slightest. That being said, right now it's Thursday night, so obviously you guys will see this Friday morning, but I'm actually getting LASIK surgery on Friday, so that'll put me on a commission for about 24 hours. So with that in mind, I'm going to record a couple parts of this tonight so that you guys have some stuff to watch for Friday, and then come Saturday, I should be good to start recording again. So do expect lots and lots and lots of Dark Souls 2 and the coming. So thanks for coming by, and we will see you guys in the next part. What is happening, guys? Gallo here, and we are back with more Scholar of the First Sin for you. And it's time to mosey on down and conquer the Forest of the Fallen Giants. So, I pulled up my stats real quick for what I needed to get. It's 16 dex, the spear, and 15 strength for the sickle. So I'm probably not going to be working at, I don't know, part of me wants to get those stats knocked out early, which I might. At the same time, those won't benefit me very much. So I'm definitely on the fence about how I want to level. Part of me wants to just work on getting vitality and endurance up. I'm not really going for armor at all. So I don't think that going for what's it called? God, it's been that fucking long. I can't remember the goddamn stats. Vitality. Vigor and endurance is what I want. Vitality is basically going to stay close to base. Barely cleared that. Oh, there's hippo dudes here now? Holy shit. Those guys don't fuck around. Oh. Alright, now it's terrible. Ow, ow, ow. Stop that. Come on now. Stun locked. There, fatty. Man, you guys are just as big and scary as I remember you. Oh my god, almost got my first death already. Stay back at the tree. Stay back there, Porker. The Hippoclops is coming. Ah! Oh, Hippoclops, you cannot beat me. Soul arrows, OP. Oh, man, that was... Oh. Alright, let's like this, baby. Alright. Oh! Oh, God, we're gonna parry. Yeah. I'm serious though when I said that I plan on trying to parry a lot during this place. Bloodborne and getting gun parries constantly has basically reinvigorated me in the art spirit. Well, it's probably the bad. It's probably a bad way. It has.
Here we go. You Okay.
So I'm going to be trying to parry a lot.
Somebody on the Reddit gave me a list of advice and things that I need to do, like keybind changes. I made all of those keybind changes to make it more like Dark Souls 1. I'm sure now the keybind changes will confuse me and I will mess up the game even more. So hopefully that will work. Probably it won't though. Did you time out? No, it was critical, right? Okay. Let us begin.
And as you guys know, I basically never parry. And
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land.
Okay. That's me. That's not me. I would never die like that.
Yes, it's only meant to alien life.
Oh, is that the girl from the fucking the painted world?
It's everything.
Right?
The symbol of the curse. And you of darkness.
Oh shit.
Past, future, your very light. Will have meaning, your very light. Will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls. A hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a real king built a great kingdom.
Oh, this is Lord Gwyn.
Dragon.
Never mind.
Perhaps you're familiar.
More dragons. I like that.
But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why.
More teeth than me about that. What's a Loch Ness monster? Never mind. The Blood Moon? Wait, oh shit! What the fuck is going on here? Is Moses parting the Red Sea? That's not Moses, never mind.
Like a moth drawn to a flame.
Don't do it, man!
After time,
Just turn around, bro! Come on, man.
that is your fate.
Just turn around, man. Go play with the fireflies. This reminds me of my Dark Souls Deathless playthrough. It's the same thing. So I died of gravity before the game even fucking started. That's a new record, man. Wait, where do I get to customize my character? Like, okay. We'll see how it goes. So you look up towards the light. Things Brexit, alright? So, space bar to run. Space bar to, okay. So I get a little, I do some football drills right here, okay? Should I jump off right here? Control was to jump, right? That's why I had to jump. Yo. Okay, so I don't wanna jump off. Can I zoom out here? No, I can't. Alright, so I'm assuming there's not really a whole lot for me to look at in this area. Okay, loud? Okay, it's loud, I get it. Okay, just a second. Where's the sound game options maybe? Music volume. Well, that's a little bit too quiet. Maybe sound effects is gonna be down to here. I think this is gonna be good. Okay, so we'll try this. I don't have a weapon, man. Like, these are like fucking buff baby Yodas. Check it now. Wait, what? Well, hit him. Why did I hit him? Come on, man. Shit. I'm hit. Why is it not letting me attack? Yeah. Fucking idiot. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Okay. We good. Okay, just a second. Where's the sound game options maybe? Music volume. Well, that's a little bit too quiet. Maybe sound effects is gonna be down to here. I think this is gonna be good. Okay, so we'll try this. I don't have a weapon, man. Like, these are like fucking buff baby Yodas. Check it now. Wait, what? hit? Why is it not letting me attack? Ah, fucking idiot. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, we're good. Okay. I will not attack them. I will go for concern. It seems like they only attack whenever I attack. So if I don't attack, they won't attack. So we'll go into here. What's this? What's this? Wait, this is some big ass tracks. He's friendly. He's not friendly. I'll beat his fucking ass, dude. You think I'm afraid of this fat piece of shit? You think I'm afraid of this fat ass fuck? Get out of here, bitch. I hit him with the 10. Roll over on me. Roll over on me. See what happens. Roll over on me. Yeah? Do it. Do it. See what happens. I'm running out of space, man. I'm going around it. Gets me with the ass, man. He got me with his ass, man. I got stabbed on, yeah. Dude, this reminds me of the guys in Dark Souls 3. What the fuck, dude? Like, I died twice. I'm 0 and 2 with these. Man, this game sucks. Okay, what over here? What can I do over here? Alright, let me just ignore this space. Alright? Go over this way. I feel like this is like the next level. So I want to go back real quick. Can I climb? Can I climb in this game or no? I'm asking for advice. No, okay. Oh, I gotta get my souls back. Great, okay, I got them all. Okay. I thought there'd be something I'd have to look for. Is he guarding something? Yes, he is. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's the way she goes. Go around this way this time. See if there's anything else you're gonna look at. There's not. Alright. So, what I've learned so far is that this is a harsh and punishing world. It's not meant for the faint of heart. Now, yeah, I could kill this guy if I wanted to. I'm gonna kite him away, and I'm gonna get the item. Come here. I was out of that. That's bullshit. I was 100% out of that. All right, I'm gonna get this item, okay? I'm going to get this item. Give me a minute. Just a minute. I will get it. Like that was so stupid, man. That was so dumb. I hate this game. All right, let me go down. I'm not hit it yet. Okay, I'm not even on the first ball. Let me go down. I'm gonna try and get this one more time. Okay, I want to give this another try. I think I'm gonna get it. Okay. I'll get my souls. Hey. Okay, I've got to wait for him to do the roll. Okay, y'all ready? Oh my fucking god, man! I thought I could just run by him. What the fuck, man? Okay, let me get this done. Alright, this time I'm gonna get it. Alright, I think I actually might have a plan for this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a 200 IQ on him right here. Okay, you just look at this guy, you know he's not 200 IQ like me. Watch what I do. Have him run after me. That's right. I don't want you to. What if I go right here? I think that did not work. What, that's all for a resin? That's all for a resin? I thought it was gonna be like a fucking, that's gonna be like this weapon or something. I don't even use resins. I wasted my whole fucking time with that. Alright, we're gonna go talk to, is it Star Crusade?
What seems to be the progress?